Everyone, this is Ravindra Babu. Welcome back to my channel Silver 90s Biounity. In this video, I am going to talk about the RNA. Actually, according to NCERT syllabus, the search for genetic material proceeds DNA versus RNA followed by RNA world. But before we go into that, here I want to tell you the detailed structure and functions of three types of RNA molecules present in a living system, so that you will be able to understand the upcoming concepts in molecular biology in a better way. Let us come to the RNA. Here RNA is a polymer of, what is RNA? RNA is the polymer of ribonucleotides. Okay, ribonucleotides are the nucleotides present in RNA molecule, which consists of ribose sugar along with the phosphate group and a nitrogen bases, whereas DNA is a polymer of deoxyribonucleotides. Nothing but the deoxyribonucleotides consists of deoxyribose sugar along with the phosphate group and nitrogen bases. That is the basic difference between RNA and DNA. This is the polymer of ribonucleotides and that is the polymer of deoxyribonucleotides. Here I categorize the RNA mainly into two groups based on their function and distribution. What are those two groups of RNA molecules? Here, first, based on function, the RNA is of two types. One is genetic RNA. Nothing but RNA acts as a genetic material in the organisms. And another one is non-genetic RNA. Non-genetic means here RNA in the organisms cannot act as a genetic material but involves in different functions. Genetic RNA is generally present in viruses. Nothing but in not all the viruses, some of the viruses, mostly plant viruses and few animal viruses are having RNA as a genetic material. And if you come to non-genetic RNA, these non-genetic RNAs are mRNA, rRNA and tRNA molecules present in the living organisms. First, if you come to a genetic RNA, the genetic RNA is present mostly in, just now I told, mostly in plant viruses, right? Plant viruses. In plant viruses, the RNA may be in the form of single strand or in a double strand. Here, single stranded RNA acting as the genetic material is present in the viruses such as tobacco mosaic virus. And in some plant viruses, double stranded RNA also acts as a genetic material. Say suppose for example wound tumor virus and rice dwarf virus. So the genetic RNA in the plant viruses may be single stranded or double stranded. Single stranded RNA acting as a genetic material, example tobacco mosaic virus. Double stranded RNA acting as a genetic material, say example wound tumor virus and rice dwarf virus. Like that, if you come to animal viruses, in most of the animal viruses DNA is a genetic material, but there are few animal viruses having RNA as a genetic material. First, a single stranded RNA containing animal viruses. Say suppose for example our coronavirus, okay, polio virus, HIV virus and influenza virus. These are the some animal viruses having single stranded RNA as a genetic material, but there are some animal viruses having double stranded RNA as a genetic material. Say suppose for example Rio viruses are the viruses, animal viruses which consist double stranded RNA as a genetic material. And if you come to bacteriophages, the bacteriophages are nothing but the viral particles which infect bacteria are called bacteriophages. Bacteriophages generally consist double-stranded DNA as a genetic material, but there is a bacteriophage called a QB bacteriophage, QB virus or QB bacteriophage, which infects E. coli cells. This bacteriophage is the one which consists single-stranded RNA as the genetic material. Single-stranded RNA as a genetic material. And when we come to non-genetic RNAs, here non-genetic RNAs are what? mRNA, rRNA and tRNA. These are the forms of RNA molecules, major forms of RNA molecules in the living system. These cannot act as a genetic material like that of the DNA, but they involve in different functions. All these RNA molecules of living organisms are being synthesized from a DNA by a process called a transcription. So this is a double-stranded DNA molecule which is going to involve in transcription. So this is a process called a transcription. Through this process, a DNA molecule can synthesize all type of RNA molecules, mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. And these molecules are mainly found in cytoplasm, and a little amount of these RNA molecules found in nucleoplasm and nucleolus in little amount. First, let us come to the structure of a tRNA molecule. Here, tRNA means a transfer RNA, we know very well. The tRNA is the smallest RNA among these three, and this is a soluble RNA among these three. In a cell, a tRNA molecule is about 10 to 15% of total RNA, 10 to 15% of a total RNA in a cell. And the function of this tRNA is to transfer the amino acids, transfer of amino acids during a process called a translation. Here there are 20 types of tRNA molecules specific for 20 types of amino acids. During the process of protein synthesis or translation, a specific tRNA molecule brings a specific amino acid from amino acid pool to the site of protein synthesis, that is a ribosome, during the process called a translation. That is the function of a tRNA molecule. Because of this function, the tRNA is otherwise called a adapter molecule, because it adopts amino acids during translation. Okay, that is the structure of tRNA was given by R.W. Holey. Here, according to him, the tRNA resembles a clover leaf. Clover leaf is a trifoliate leaf. Like though the tRNA molecule is having 4 arms. He worked on tRNA alanine in yeast cells. Keep remember this point. For this work, R.W. Holey got the Nobel Prize in the year 1960. Nobel Prize in the year 1968 along with our Hargobinda Khorana and Nirenberg, who involved in the decipher of genetic code. This is the structure of a typical tRNA molecule which resembles a trifoliate clover leaf. Say this is a trifoliate clover leaf. A petiole and 3 leaves represents the 4 arms of a tRNA molecule. In these 4 arms, one arm consists only a stem region, no loop. But whereas the 3 arms consist both stem regions and a loop region. This is the stem region where the nucleotides are get paired to each other, and this is a loop region where there is no pairing between the nucleotides, and this is the 5' end of a tRNA molecule, and this is the 3' end of this tRNA molecule. Now let us discuss in detail about each and every arm of a tRNA molecule. First let us come to this arm. This arm is said to be as amino acid acceptor arm. Amino acid acceptor arm. This amino acid acceptor arm consists only a stem region, no loop. The stem shows a 7 base pairs, and this is a 5' end and this is a 3' end. Here if you observe, the 3' end extends further in the form of a stretch having 4 unpaired nucleotides. These 4 unpaired nucleotides are said to be as X, C, C and A. Here X represents unknown nucleotide. Unknown nucleotide, nothing but that may be a uracil or adenine or guanine or cytosine in different tRNA molecules, and remaining is called a CCA end. The CCA end is said to be as amino acid binding site because a specific amino acid gets bind to the adenine of this CCA end. And second one is the DHU arm. This is dihydroxyuridine. Dihydroxyuridine arm it is, because the loop region consists an unusual nucleotide, that is dihydroxyuridine, hence the name dihydroxyuridine arm. This also consists of a stem region and a loop region. Stem region consists of 5 base pairs and the loop region consists an unusual nucleotide dihydroxyuridine, and the function of this arm is to recognize amino acyl tRNA synthetase. This is the enzyme which are required for the 2 initial steps of a translation process. That is, one is activation of amino acid and the second step of translation is charging of a tRNA molecule. For these 2 reactions, the enzyme amino acyl tRNA synthetase is required. Here to this enzyme the DHU arm recognizes first during the process called a translation. And when we come to the third one, this is what we call anticodon arm. Anticodon arm. This anticodon arm consists a stem region and a loop region. A stem region consists of 5 base pairs, whereas a loop region consists 7 unpaired nucleotides. Among the 7 unpaired nucleotides, the central 3 unpaired nucleotides represents anticodon. Say this is CGU. The central unpaired nucleotides of this arm is called a anticodon. Anticodon means these 3 nucleotides are complementary to the triplet codon present on mRNA molecule. This triplet codon present on mRNA molecule, it specifies a particular amino acid so that the tRNA molecule having this complementary triplet or anticodon specifically binds to that particular amino acid and brings to the site of protein synthesis. That is what actually here happens. That is a function of this anticodon arm. And the fourth one is T-Cyc arm. T-Cyc arm, or it is otherwise called ribosomal arm. Ribosomal arm. Because the function of this arm to recognize the ribosomes during a translation process are protein synthesis, and this also consists of a stem region having 4 base pairs and a loop region. The loop region particularly represents unpaired nucleotides such as G, T, Psi, C, R. Here Psi is an unusual nucleotide that is called a pseudouridine. And R is also an unusual nucleotide, that is ribothiamine. Because of the presence of the central T psi C unpaired nucleotides, this arm gets a name, that is T psi C arm, as it recognizes the ribosomes during the translation, hence the name ribosomal arm. And in some tRNA molecules we can also find an accessory arm or variable arm that is present between a T psi C arm and a anticodon arm. This is what variable arm. It may present in a some tRNA molecules or may not present, so that the name variable arm, the function of this arm is unknown. Okay. And here if we come to the importance of this tRNA molecule, the tRNA molecule is the only RNA which shows a tertiary structure. Among the 3 RNA molecules, this tRNA is the only RNA molecule which is in a tertiary structure. This is a tertiary structure, and this is the RNA molecule mostly having unusual nitrogen bases. Unusual nitrogen bases. What are the unusual nitrogen bases? Just now we have seen DHU, pseudouridine, ribothiamine, methyl guanine, inosine, and methyl inosine. These are different types of unusual nitrogen bases we can find in tRNA molecule. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.